So we've seen this repetitive sell-off into the open of Frankfurt. Everyone knows that that's been happening. So that's good bait, isn't it? If you start creating the potential illusion that it's happening again, you watch people just fall for it. These people. And then after this catches some people, we can probably find the long trade. See how we can't even get to VWAP? So that's the first clue. Just because it hasn't yet doesn't mean terribly much. But let's say we start to push up and then you're like, okay, yeah, that's a genuine problem for the shorts. Now, that's not enough for me to know for sure, but I'm just trying to think ahead of the game. So if you went short in here, you were thinking, I've seen this every day this week. That's great, but things have changed a lot in the last 24 hours in terms of how the markets behave. It's a different world today, different game, different values. That's not a confirmed reversal, is it? I can see that the market makers trying to put the pressure on some shorts, but they're not buying it. All that's happened here is more sellers have come in. But if I was a market maker, I'd be thrilled about that. So I'd probably go, you know what, let's just hang around there and see if we can get some more in. So a lot of what I do is watch the DOM and I watch the orders. Where's the bid and the offer? And so I watch the time and sales. Still not in the clear yet. This is peak hour traffic, city driving in here. We want to get out onto the open highway up here. Right, so we saw this level fail to get broken during the Asian session. So that is back here. And now we're seeing it fail in another session. That's a significant sign of strength if it does, continue it, right? You've got an area that not only held during all of Asia, but if you can go into Europe and it's holding again, that's both sides of the planet bidding up from that area. So that's a big group of traders agreeing on something. It's not just unique to someone on one side of the world and those on the other side have a completely different view. But one thing I know for sure is in order to think like that, you can't have your head stuck in all of this. So all of the trading execution, that has to be like second nature. Otherwise, you're still thinking about how to buy and sell, and you don't have the mental bandwidth to be sitting there thinking about everyone on both sides of the globe. The danger when I show my buying and selling, it looks easy, doesn't it? It's not that it's not achievable. Of course it is, but it comes through repetition so that your brain's free to be thinking about other things. Because the money's not made on the buying and selling. The money's made from outthinking everyone else. You could have two people with very similar execution skills, but they can invariably have massive differences in their ability to see and read the game. So I hypothesized that sellers would come in here, and because it's the outcomes known, i.e. it's been doing it every day, if you do it today, it probably won't work out. So does this mean I'm clever and I'm right? No, I'm only right up until now. And that's the other thing that was a big aha moment for me, that maybe you're only a bit right for a little bit of time. So as I said, if I was the market maker and I saw them not commit on that first push up, the fact that the more sellers were coming in, I would have gone, well, let's just let them accumulate. That helps us out. Now, look where we're trading in relation to all the business that's taken place today. If you look at the CME here, there's lots of business where we are that short. So can we get beyond that? Because that's a bit of a wall of defense, isn't it? Now, people who read books and think that trading's academic will go, oh, this is high acceptance, let's go short. And so that's what I love about all the academia around the place, because there's nothing to do with it. It's because you got one of these things at home doesn't mean you know how to use it. So taking that one step further, what do you think these sellers are leaning on? This. So now you know who this is. So I've got a whack of a cushion here. So what do I want to do? I want to try to now turn this into a big payout. So I'm looking to add. Now, adding is its own separate beast. So I've got to think of adding the right way. How you add is to look at it as if you haven't already got a position. So what can I lean on? Nothing really at this stage. I mean, I took a little bit of a nibble. I added a little bit, but nothing serious. There's too much risk of it coming back against me if I put on decent whack, because I wouldn't just enter into this where it is now on its own. The only thing I would do in here is scalp. So that's how I treated it. So I'm watching what the market maker's doing with the spread. So they're pushing it down. What I think is happening, they're trying to get some more sellers in because they've used up a fair bit of fuel. And as it got up here, there's lots of sellers in here who went, nah, that's okay. I'm all right. I don't need to cover yet. How do I know that? Because they're the only ones who covered. So what we need to do now is how can we get price up here if these guys don't give a crap? Right? They might be underwater, but they're not too fussed about it, are they? So what the market maker can do is try to entice some new sellers in. And then ideally, if we get up, these sellers will puke and that will take price higher. And these guys will go, oh shit, I better actually act this time. So my little ad is way offside. but it's not having an impact on my overall position. I mean, it is, but it's not hugely detrimental because it's such a small allotment relative to what I got down here. But it's definitely underwater. So this is the market maker antic. This could not work out at all for me. And that's why I said before, I'm only right up until here, and then I might not be right anymore. So I'm watching what's going on here. Do you see how they took it down on no business and sellers came in and the market maker took them offside? And the other thing you have to bear in mind is that a market maker is not acting independently in this market as if nothing else they've got to worry about. They've got to be looking at what the spot market's doing, the interbank market. They've got to look what other futures markets are doing. So they're doing, it's not an easy gig. They can't look at what I'm talking about them doing in a vacuum. It has ramifications. They're just trading like everyone else. So the other thing I try to do on any of these things, in addition to looking at what's going on in here, is also what's happening news-wise. Did anything come out that is going to throw a spanner? So what the market is showing me is my hypothesis about what the market maker's doing to get more sellers in, to take them offside, to get them to freak out buy, to then put pressure on those. At this stage, it looks like that's happening. Oh, there you go. There's the first cover. Now that's a transition, isn't it? So the smart thing to do is I've taken money here, and there we go. Let's see these sellers get torn to pieces, hey? Look at these shorts, new shorts coming in. So that might be sellers down here adding. That's not a reversion play. I don't know for sure, but I don't think it is. I think that's a stupid place to sell. Now, multiple points of evidence. What do we know is in play that Europeans might not know about? They might not know about this anchor. So I need to front run that with an order. Look at all those people going short up here. So the more selling that I see there, I go, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe actually that's a good place to exit. So I have to keep trying to think about, am I right or am I wrong? So then I look at the spread and I'm okay. So I'm going to try to front run to get out of some of this at the anchor. Does that make sense? So I'm in the book here at 65. So I didn't get done because we didn't get there because there's hitting of the bids here. Okay, Russia and China, blah, blah, blah. So that's what that is. So as that came out, I went, that goes against the grain of everything else that's happening in here. So it's Russia, China, HFT sees that, goes bang, quick sell. That's literally what happens. So this has been impacted by this business here, which is a result of something about China and Russia. I can't read it in full now because I'm trying to look at that at the corner of my eye while not taking my eye off the DOM. So I've managed to take some here for that scalp that went way offside, and then I took some to front run this. Now I'm looking to see whether or not we can keep going, but this selling is persistent. So there's a battle between whatever this machine is that's selling and just the general, someone else obviously trying to take the market up and put some pressure on some shorts. Now, if I saw all of that come in, and I was still short, I'd probably be going, oh, life's good. As I said, if that's a machine, they would have likely already got out. I just have to do the quick math. I suspect it was an HFT reading the news, but it also could have been someone who was long down from here reading the news and taking profits. So as I started to watch this further, what I don't believe it is someone initiating a short position. Why? Because their timing is impeccable, right? So that also happens with their exits. There's not business to offset that. So therefore, we're still free to keep going because that would have been profit taking. So see how everything is all evidence-based. There's some more profit taking. So I've taken a bit more off here. I've hardly got anything left now. I'm into the last part of it because I like to be into something before the outcome's known and out when the outcome's known. So where's the obvious place to get out? Probably where we are now. All right, bang, done. The main point I want to make about all of that is, so here you go. Here you can see I lost money on my short, well, after brokerage. So I tried to scalp the short and got all these failures. Reversed, added, took some. My point being, there were lots of things today where there was moves that I didn't participate in, but you remember me saying from this morning, there's so much opportunity that there's no need to FOMO.